the Property Coaching and Wealth Creation Podcast. Brought to you by property and business coach Daniel Latto. Join the conversation at www.daniellatto.co.uk. Remember to like and subscribe.
Hi, and welcome to the Property Coaching and Wealth Creation Podcast. My name is Dan Latto, and in this podcast, we've got a Facebook Live. So I did a Facebook Live in the last couple of days, and of course, not everybody can watch the Facebook Lives, but the information in those Facebook Live events are really important. So I wanted to share them, and I wanted to get them down as a podcast. And so here is that Facebook Live. Speak soon. And good morning, everybody. It's Dan Latto speaking, and we are on podcast 196. We are almost at the magic 200. We're definitely on the countdown towards the end of the year to get those done. And in this podcast, we're going to talk to you about outsourcing and how outsourcing can actually make more of your income for you than doing it all yourself. So let's just give you a couple of examples just to kick us straight off. Before I give you a couple of examples, let me just hit you with this concept. Okay, so there is an idea that poor people spend time to save money. Okay, and we've said this before, and I would agree with this, okay? Whereas rich people, they spend money to save time. So the only reason why you would outsource anything, right, is to save time. Now, I've met so many people through coaching, and we talk about hiring staff or getting someone else to do this or getting someone else to do this bit, and they always say, no, not in my business. It needs to be done right in my business. And it's like, okay, so train your staff to do it right. Oh, yeah, but we've done it, and they don't do it right. And it's like, well, you haven't done it right if they're not doing it right. Okay, if you're training up your staff, you need to be training up your staff. And if they're getting it incorrect and not doing it how you want it, well, you've not trained them up properly. It's as simple as that. So I get that we're all perfectionists, okay, but that is a problem for us. That's stopping us from growing our business because we have this belief system that only us can do it. Only we can do the things that we want done. I'm a little bit like this still, okay? My website, I do my website. And, I've got to move myself away from doing the website. So the website guy who just does, who does websites and nothing else, just does the website. Do you think that they might do it better than me that does lots of different things? Yeah, completely. Do you want a heart surgeon working on your heart who just does heart surgery? Or do you want a guy that cleans the floors, makes everybody's packed lunch, has a go in the dentist's chair? Why not? Or do you just want the guy who goes just for heart surgery? Who just does heart surgery all day long, seen 1 billion hearts, operated on all of them. Do you know what I mean? You got to start pulling in the specialist to do the job right. Now, if a specialist can't do the job right, then you have got a problem. You've got to find a specialist that can. But this is about saving you time. It's not about anything else. It's not about perfection. It's about saving you time so you can go and work on other things. So let me now give you some examples, having given you that concept, okay? A real basic one, okay? You're ironing and you're cleaning. It amazes me today, in 2018, that people still do their own ironing. Why would you do that? Oh, well, I enjoy ironing. Okay, I get that. You might enjoy it, okay, for a little while. 3 hours a week or 4 hours a week. Why would anyone do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And this is the other side of it, okay? How much do you pay your ironer and your cleaner? When I had two houses, we lived in the one in Spain and the one in England. We had a cleaner and an ironer for the one in Spain and a cleaner and an ironer for the one in England. Because if not, I found myself just doing cleaning and ironing all the time instead of playing with the kids. Well, that's crazy. The only reason I went to England in the first place, and bear in mind it was costing me £1,800 a month when we added it all up with flights and insurance and Netflix and broadband and a car and the house and the mortgage and gas, water, electricity. It cost me about £1,800. So sticking another 40 quid, 80 quid on that doesn't really make much of a difference a month, So, but why would you be doing the ironing yourself? You are literally saying, I've said this, I know how much money you earn, right? And I can tell you how much money you earn by whether you've got an ironer or not. Because if you've got an ironer, you earn more than £10 an hour. If you've not got an ironer, you are equivalent to less than £10 an hour. Like, heck, it just doesn't even make sense. Why would you be spending all that time when you could be out phoning customers for 4 hours a week? That just makes better sense to me. So your ironer and your cleaner are the first things in your life that you should be outsourcing, and we've got them outsourced. Like, I would outsource everything if I could, okay? Some days I wake up and I go, how can I have an amazing week and do nothing? Do nothing at all. Don't, like, I was going to say don't touch your computer, but that's almost impossible, isn't it, these days? But don't touch your website, don't touch any images, don't touch our social media distribution software, don't touch your database, just speak to people. Just speak to people who touch that. And that's the stage, we've got a small business, okay, but that's the stage that we're heading to as well. And that's how you grow your small business into a bigger business, by not touching stuff, by telling others what you need to have done and getting them to do it. So what else can you outsource? Well, like the biggie right now, social media. I've seen them, and they see me creating all this content, putting it out, and they're like, right, I'm going to get some software, and I'm going to start creating loads of content. And we're spending hours and hours and hours on doing this. And then once we create the content, then we've got to schedule the content, and that's hours and hours and hours. And we get it wrong, and we've got to go back into it, and the link doesn't work, and then we have to change it. And it just takes so much time each week. And we start off going, I'm going to do this once a week on a Monday, 3 hours, going to get all my content done. Weeks 1, 2, and 3, brilliant, all done. You get to week 4, they get a little bit busy because they're now putting more content out. And suddenly they stop putting content out. Okay. And then week 5 and 6, no content. And then the business starts to wane again because they've not put any content out. Good morning, Amanda. They've not put any content out, so the business bringing in new business has stopped again. So now we're like, oh no. And then we have to go and start creating more content, more images and videos. And I've got to learn how to use the software. And then we've got to download it. And we've got to upload it. And then we do it and we get back on it again. And you end up with a business that's going like this. That's crazy. Consistency or inconsistency, or a lack of consistency, will kill your business. If you're not putting stuff out on a constant basis every single day, you're gonna lose out. Like, we're really cool with our stuff. We set our stuff on repeat. The software that we use allows us to do that. It's really awesome. So we might create a post today of videos, and it's like, well, let's set to repeat 2 months from now. How cool is that? So that's what we do. So we create it once, we schedule it forever. Right? So now we don't have to do any of that again. Every 2 months, that bit of content goes out. Now the key for us is making sure we've got enough unique content to be able to send out on a more regular basis. Gary Vee talks about creating like 1,000 pieces of content a day. And people are like, that's crazy. I was just doing content all day. I'd have no time to run my business. But actually what he really meant was posting 1,000 pieces of content. You might have made the content 2 years ago. Some of the content we shove out is still relevant today, but we made it walking a dog 5 years ago. And it's still relevant to this day, and it's still getting views, and it still gets comments, and it still gets emails coming in because of its relevance. But we made that once 5 years ago, and we're still pushing that content out. But it's not even me that's pushing it out. We've got a team of people that create the content, create the images, create the videos, and they're the ones who start scheduling this stuff, and off it goes. My job is really simple. I speak to clients who want to come on board, and I create original content like this, doing face-to-face stuff, or walking a dog and videoing, or whatever it happens to be. My job is to create as much content, because each piece of content is an advert, so to speak. So, okay, so you've got ironing, you've got washing, you've got your social media content. Because let's face it, social media content is not difficult. Creating 30 images is not that difficult. It's boring, it's time consuming. So why are you doing it? Creating videos, it's a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable, okay? But like for a lot of people, it's definitely not what they do every single day. So they're not that good at it, so they're a lot slower. My team gets on it, poof, 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 video after video after video, because all they do is do videos. I don't know how they don't get bored. I guess we send them a lot of work, and so there's lots of variations on video types of editing. Some of it is a little bit boring, some of it's more exciting, but that's what we do. And so, because that's all they do, they're really quick and really efficient at it. It helps us keep our prices down. That's how we pass it on to other people. So let's take a really controversial one then. What else can you outsource? What about your driving? What the hell are you driving for? Like, you work out how much your car is, £500 a month, right? Why don't you Uber it? Like, your car payment is £500. Then you got depreciation. Then you got electricity or diesel or what's the word? Gas, I want to call it, because in Spain we call it gasolinaria. But I don't know, fuel, basically. You've got your fuel costs, you've got your insurance, you've got depreciation, you've got the cost of the car. It's costing you, what, £1,000 a month? Trust me, honest, I don't like public transport, but at various points you should be jumping in an Uber. Otherwise, you driving to work, I don't have time to create content. You sat in a car for 30 minutes driving to work. You've got an hour there and back every single day. Why are you not creating content? Or even better, why are you not sat in the back of somebody else's car, checking your emails and catching up and doing a quick, where's my phone? I've left it upstairs. Getting your selfie videos done, like Gary Vee style in the back of a taxi. I'll just borrow somebody else's car and sit in the back of it and do a video. So you look like you're in a taxi. I don't know. But why you Uber? That is literally what you've reduced your time down to. You're becoming an Uber driver for yourself. Why not hire an Uber driver? It doesn't cost a lot of money. And then jump in a cab to various places. Then you get time to do your work. You get time to create your content. Start outsourcing some of this stuff. Remember, the only reason we outsource is time. We want more time in life. Okay. Hey, if I could outsource me going on a treadmill, I would totally do that. If I could get some dude to come in, Bob, run on that treadmill for me, lose me a few pounds. Yes, that would be awesome. I'd pay him like, do it twice, lose an extra few pounds today because I'm going out, want to look good. Do you know what I mean? Bob, just fast for the next 7 days so I look good. Like, how cool would that be? If only we could do that, someone invented a little pill. But we can't, okay? So some of these things you have to do yourself. You can't outsource. You can't outsource eating. You can't outsource sleeping. You can't outsource health. Everything else you can pretty much outsource. All right, your relationships, you can't outsource those. Well, actually, you probably can. I saw a video yesterday, and it's a headset, and you put an iPad on, and you know when you're in another country, but you want to go to a networking event. So if I live in Spain, which I do, and I want to go to a networking event in England, I pay somebody to strap this onto their head, and then I put my phone in front of me, and my face is on it, and then that person just walks around. It's like an avatar that walks around with my face on it. I thought, that's so cool. That would save me so much time. Traveling to England, getting to a networking event, traveling home, an overnight hotel, or I could pay some guy 20 quid an hour for 2 or 3 hours to walk around with an iPad stuck to his face. How awesome is that? That's where we're heading in this world, folks. You'll be horrified to know. Do you think you'd stand out, by the way? Yeah. Maybe for the wrong reasons. I don't know. Maybe we should try that. But I think that'd be pretty cool. So, outsourcing. What else can you outsource? Well, what about your sales? What about your database stuff? What about your website creation? Why are you doing all this yourself? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, for the amount of cost it actually costs you versus the amount of work that gets done by a professional who knows what we're doing and their experience and give you advice. Actually, don't do it like this, do it like that, and then this will work. It just, I'm actually talking myself more and more into it. The more I talk about outsourcing, the more I know I need to do. The problem for most people is they can't afford to outsource until they generate cash, but they can't generate cash because they can't do all the stuff that needs to get done. And at some point, you just got to push the boat out. Like our social media, well, let's start off with cleaning and washing, doing the ironing and all that kind of stuff. Like, you could start off with that immediately, 2 hours a week or an hour a week or 3 hours every week, once every 2 weeks, 60 quid a month. Like, if that means you've got to eat potatoes and beans to pull out that time, then that's what you've got to do, okay? Or, if you normally go to bed at 11, go to bed at 12 and do it yourself, but actually you should be best working between 11 and 12 p.m., not doing your ironing, I can't see any version of how this works where you're better off doing your own ironing. I just can't see it. And then on the social media stuff, like our base package, our lowest price package is 175 quid. Right, and you get 30 images and 10 videos, all scheduled. So they're created, published, and distributed, and that goes out 30 days in advance. every single month till you stop paying us, right? How worth it is that? Like, to not have to worry about doing that anymore is totally worth it. And so that's why you should be outsourcing it. Why are you doing it all yourself? It just doesn't make any sense. So look, if I was you and I was first going out to outsourcing, I would do a couple of things. The first thing I would do is get a cleaner, get an ironer, get someone to come to your house. Like on a Wednesday, it's a bit of a pain for me because the cleaner comes when I work from home, which means I can't go live and that kind of thing. But do you know what? I go and sit at the coffee shop with the laptop for an hour while she's doing where I work. And that works really well. But get that outsourced. Number one, washing, ironing, that kind of thing, cleaning. Number two is get your social media outsourced. Okay. Number three is you need to look at what in your business you need help with the most. Is it sales? Is it marketing? And if it's marketing, you're up for the 175 to the 295 product. And if you need more marketing, you go from 295 to the bigger product, including Facebook ads. But that's what your marketing should be. It should be completely outsourced. You shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, you should have an overview and you should be in communication with the people that are doing it. Obviously, you don't just set them off to go and create whatever, although that's what a lot of our clients do, and it's awkward because we're like, what should we create this week? You should still maintain control over that. But what else in your business do you need to outsource? Like sales? What can you do to bring a salesperson on? Is there someone who needs to make cold calls? Now, you can't bring a cold calling person into your business and go, yeah, Bob, there's a phone book, there's a phone, off you go. You got to train these people up. You got to show them how to make these cold calls. Even if you haven't made these cold calls, you can write down a script. And then if they say this, say that. And if they say this, say that. And you can teach them objection handling and that kind of thing. And then get them on a call. And then ask them how it went and ask them what they could do to improve. Now you're starting to train these people that are coming into your business so you're not having to do it. Like, nobody likes cold calling anyway, so it's not a great example. But, you know, like your database, like we use ActiveCampaign on a database. And so when a lead comes in, we can attach that lead into a specific product and we can follow up on that using ActiveCampaign. That works really well. So now we can bring somebody else on board. We can train them to go, okay, these are the 5 types of follow-up call that you need to make. We've got an event next week. I was just wondering if you're available. Hey, I just saw this article on Facebook and I thought of you. I thought it might be useful. Shall I send it to you? Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. What are the 5 types of follow-ups that you can do? So you can outsource all that. Why are you doing it all yourself, especially if you hate it and you're not very good at it? Get someone who loves sales on board. They do exist. I used to be one of them. So that's the way of things. That's how I would actually start outsourcing some of the stuff. Now, obviously, there's a lot more stuff that you know that you can outsource that I can't think of because I'm talking to all sorts of different people on Facebook and on YouTube and on the podcast when it goes out. So there's lots of different things, but it's just down to you to have a think about what can you do to start outsourcing some of this stuff so you're not having to do it, so that you can step back. Now, one final caveat on this. When you outsource your cleaning, doesn't mean those 2 hours you can go and watch Netflix, because now you're just paying someone to watch Netflix, right? Like, that's just not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to go and generate cash in that time that will pay for that and then some. And then you can start outsourcing more stuff. All right, that will do us for this morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for listening. If you've got any questions, just come and find me on Facebook. All right, we'll speak to you soon. Have a great day. Take care.
The Property Coaching and Wealth Creation Podcast, brought to you by property and business coach Daniel Latto. Join the conversation at www.daniellatto.co.uk. Remember to like and subscribe.